Hello out there in Radio Land. It's good to see you all. This is Barker and Broski's second annual top 10 recording list.
Yeah, it's not the radio, Mike. This is the internet now.
Oh, this is the interwebs. Oh, are we still Barker and Broski?
We are, but
Okay.
we're not in black and white anymore.
Oh, okay, my mistake. Terribly sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, you boomers got to catch up to us Gen Xers.
You know,
we're cool now.
I'm the very last year of the baby boomers, so I hardly count.
There's a gray area there.
Yeah,
So
well, there's a gray
we'll
area
argue.
here too.
So yeah, for our first album,
Right.
we went through and we talked about what were our most favorite
Right.
and least most favorite.
Right, because they're all our favorites.
We love them all.
Yeah, all of
they
them.
are our children.
And you will too.
Fight me. But yeah, so we had a new album come out this year.
We did. What was the
And-
name of it?
Oh, you're really putting me on the spot. The Legacy of Billy Bob
Senior. And
Yeah, and it came out. Did we do the and?
we did, and other assorted stuff.
An assortment of delightfully random tunes.
Yes, random. Just like my brain.
We did not put that on the cover this time, which is good. We saved some space.
Okay, yeah.
But still, I think it's a great album, and I
Yeah.
really like it.
Yeah.
And there's some great songs on it.
You know, it's not as
And there's
first.
some less great songs.
I know, but it's not as first as our first record.
No, it is our second first
Yeah, it's more like a second album.
album. Yes. You know, I was thinking the other day, after our third album, we'll be ready for a greatest hits album.
Oh.
And look out.
Whoa, look out world. Would we also add our Christmas tunes on there?
I'm going back and forth. Talk to my
Yeah.
producer.
Okay. Well, what did you really like about this album, this record, this recording, Chris?
Well, I think that it is clearly everything. It's like everything we did on our first one, but just a little better.
Right, because
That's what I was shooting for.
didn't Dave turn it up to 11 this time?
He did.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to go. I think it was 10 and a half. We'll save 11 for the next album.
All right, yeah.
And so, Mike, you have a clear favorite song on this
Clearly.
album that you love. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, this is a song, I wrote the words, and Chris said that he wanted to make sure it was an epic tale. And it's called The Battle of the Ides of March.
That sounds epic.
It's epic, and the way it's built and constructed and weaved together with the story and the music and you know, like this, right?
I couldn't have put it better. It's
Yeah.
exactly like whatever that is.
Yeah. I don't know, how'd you feel about the Battle of the Ides of March?
I enjoyed it. I just don't know. It's not really a typical Barker and Broski, but I guess a typical Barker and Broski song is random. This was very metal. This was our most heavy metal song we've ever written.
It really is. And you know, when you say typical, I would say this is fairly typical because we haven't written songs in the same sort of genre at all. So it's typically out of sorts like the other ones.
Well, the Ballad of Billy Bob stuff has kind of a genre
That's
to it.
true.
It is more country, and all of our other stuff is splat here and there. And this is our splotch into the
Right.
heavy metal genre. When heavy metal was, you know, Led Zeppelin
But
3.
it was good. Yeah.
It was not as heavy as it would become. But yeah, I mean, to me, I'll go along with that.
Yeah,
All right,
okay.
I think it's a really good song, and I would say a close second. I really like the song "My Troubles."
Tell me what you like about My Troubles.
When I wrote this, I was trying to summon the spirit of Roy Orbison, and I love Roy Orbison.
You put on the dark
the
glasses.
big glasses,
then?
the great
Yeah.
big dark glasses,
Yeah,
and
he got his hair cut.
it is no Roy Orbison song, but I think just the fact that it's trying to be puts it way up there.
Yeah, I really like that. And yeah,
Would you like to elaborate?
I think the harmonies were really fun on My Troubles.
The 50s doo-wop harmonies?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so great.
Doo-wop, she-wop, bop-bop, do,
A wop bop a la bop.
bom, bam.
Yeah, I think the 50s definitely, they call them doo-wop bands. It is,
Right,
it is
right.
all about just saying things that are
Doing
words.
and whopping.
I don't know. Well, we should try that.
I really do, and I would agree. Number 2, that would be the number 2 song on the entire collection. Remember, this is the top 10.
Yes.
So it's number 2 on the top 10.
10-ish, 10 and a half.
Well,
We have a half. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. So,
all right. So next, what do you think about our album opener?
I really like it. Son of a Coal Miner. It's driving. Comes in with a boom, pa, boom, pa, and it's
Works
like
hard
for the money. And we actually brought in some help on that song.
We did. Ooh ah.
No, I mean Dave came in.
Was he hooting and
No, he
hawing?
was like tapping on stuff like we were.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. We were all banging on stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we actually wouldn't know how to shovel coal. We're white collar workers.
Right,
but
right.
We know how to shovel information.
Right. Or shovel crap.
The quality varies depending on the day.
But we came in and boom, boom, boom with a shake, shake, shake and a zing and a whop.
all that stuff. It has everything.
Yeah, everything.
Huge hit.
Everything you could ever ask for is in Son of a Coal Miner.
Yeah, it's good too.
Yeah. What would you think would come in on 4th?
Well, in fact, this was a sort of a last edition. I don't think we originally planned to have
We
this.
did not originally plan to have
It is a
this one.
song called Cell Mother.
Right,
Now,
right.
Cell Mother was a song that I wrote years ago as an instrumental. And I was just kind of pouring through my old instrumental stuff, and I'm like, maybe this is a real song. So I'm like, hey, Mike, can you put words on this? And yeah, asking can Mike put words on something? Does a fish swim?
Yeah.
So
does a Pope poop in the woods?
I suppose if it's an emergency.
Yeah, I imagine you would. But so yeah, Chris tossed me this melody, this music, this
And
guitar
I had
thing
the
that he's
name.
doing.
I gave you the title. It's
Yeah.
Cell Mother. It was
Yes.
just a working title. You could have done anything.
Yeah, and I was thinking Chris was asking me to write a song about a woman that's in a prison type cell.
Could have been. I mean, I don't know.
But
I
that
didn't
wasn't
write
your
anything.
intention.
I had very little intention. So
Well,
I'm glad that it gave you a seed of an idea to run with.
But I thought you said that your idea was that it was like human cells.
Human
like,
cells. It was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
you
then
were, you were not beholden to that. You could have made it
No.
whatever you want.
So I said I am not going with the traditional woman in a prison cell. I made it about a woman who's addicted to a cell phone.
I hear that people can doom scroll these days.
They can, and I'm not just saying only women are addicted to cell phones, all people. But I needed to have, I guess I really didn't need. It was called Mother, so I had to have a gender.
With
there.
you know what? I'm glad because honestly, most of our music does not pass the Bechdel test. If you are familiar with
I
that.
am not. Please explain.
The Bechdel test is a way of measuring female agency in a work of fiction. So
okay.
in a movie, the test is, are there two women that have names that have a conversation about something other than a man? And if that happens, then you've passed the test.
Fantastic.
And it's scary how often it does it. And we have Billy Bob and Billy Bob's Family, and we're
Zack
always talking of these male characters.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice to have female characters
Right.
sprinkler in. We know women. We have
do.
mothers and
We do.
wives and
But you know,
sisters.
all of those, and I think I wrote this next song that you put. We decided was
That's
number
right.
5, in to focus on male too. But then Chris decided.
I'm a social justice warrior. I'm like, Mike, this is too male.
Yeah.
And it is called Surf Zombie.
Surf Zombie.
Which is not inherently male. Do zombies have gender? They had gender.
had past tense.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, I mean, I
still
think
have
those parts.
gender
I think those parts fell off.
after they die. I suppose it is up to the individual zombie
But so-
how they wish to identify.
So he kind of modified my words so that it talked about a male zombie and a female zombie.
See the whole spectrum of zombie
Well, but
gender.
there are so many more genders right now, though.
There are. We just didn't
Yeah.
have enough verses to include them.
But I wasn't averse to adding more.
Anyhow, but yeah, Surf Zombie. It is a great song. I think it's not higher on my list because people like it, and if like other people like it, it doesn't need as much love from us.
Right. Well, I mean, we'll embrace it when we need to, but you can like it more than us.
The thing I love about it though is that I delved into surf rock. Before I wrote the music for this, I was listening to Link Ray and who's the guy who does Misseraloo? Dick Dale.
Yeah.
And the Ventures.
The Beach Boys.
And okay. There is surf rock that is like the instrumental surf rock, and then there's like the Beach Boys / Jan and Dean surf rock.
The pop surf rock.
And they're very different. Yeah. But in this song, I combined them both. I did like a little Ventures intro, exactly, more of the fingery thing.
Yeah.
And then we did the verses and the chorus more like a Beach Boys song.
Right. And it was so much fun. And when people first hear us perform this live, they kind of look at us funny. But
it's good.
It's a good
whatever
funny.
the attention, I'll do whatever.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
There's no such thing as bad press.
That's right. I'll wear my glasses like this if it gets me attention.
I don't know. Keep trying. Maybe eat paste or something.
Okay, yeah. What would you say would be the perfect number 6 song?
Well, we are getting so far down. I hate putting. I think it should be like the top 100 songs, and then we'll only talk about our 10 favorites.
Right.
That way we don't have to push them
the other
so
90,
far down.
yeah.
Because we're already on the other side of the middle.
Oh.
But the song that I like 6th most is the finale of the story of the legacy of Billy Bob Sr., called The Best Thing to Be Is Poor.
Yes, which we don't necessarily agree with.
No, don't. If you have a choice to be poor or not, all things being equal, you don't want to have to, like, if it's a genie thing and, like, I don't want to be poor, all right, but it's going to cost you your face.
Your soul.
Yeah, something like that. No, I mean...
Yeah, your firstborn kitten.
It could... There are worse things than being poor, but all things being equal, there's no point to it.
Right, but Chris wrote a very beautiful song.
Thank you.
Chords and lyrics and all that stuff that fit together so nicely.
You know what I researched for this? John Denver.
Yeah, you were channeling your inner John Denver.
Not the one in West Virginia.
Right, but you weren't the John Denver who was flying a helicopter.
It was a plane.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
But no, we lost a great songwriter.
We did. And he threw me off on this song. Because he throws in this weird off measure of 2/4, and
I don't know why I did that.
Wait, I'm doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What?
1 and 2, yeah. I did not do it intentionally. I guess that's good. Like, we're not Rush. We're not just going to put every measure in a different time signature, but sometimes they just pop in naturally.
It feels very natural in the context of this beautiful song.
I got it on a playlist. From some emerging blues and Americana artists.
Oh, very nice.
So we're getting a few listens.
All right.
That could be worse.
Yeah.
Now, Mike.
Yes.
What is our next most favorite song? Because we are in complete agreement. All right. They're
all good
Every
songs.
single one of these is in exactly the order for both of us.
Right.
We are united.
And it's not that these are the worst songs. They're just our least favorite.
Is that the same?
No. See, they're still our favorites, but they're just lower on the list of favorites. I mean, it's like ice cream. I will eat vanilla ice cream, but that's really not my preference. But if that's all there is, I will eat it and I will enjoy it. But
what's your favorite, like Blue Moon?
Cherry Garcia.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's my all-time favorite, Cherry Garcia. But this is not a radio show. It's not a radio show.
Radio, Mike.
It's not an internet.
Get the tubes out. Hammer on it.
It's not an interweb.
It's Little Orphan
video.
Annie. Everyone gather around the radio.
It's not about ice cream. I just said it. That was my least favorite, but I'd eat it. This is a song called "My Old Friends."
And it's about your old friends.
It's about. I went to a buddy's wedding a number of years ago, and you're in the church, and there's the little crappy pencils and the little donation cards or whatever.
I was a church doodler as a child, so believe me, I understand how to pass the time during a long and tedious sermon.
So I grabbed that little pencil and I grabbed that little card and I started writing about my experiences with some of my old friends that were actually present at that wedding. And I tell you what, I have great regard for my old friends, and this is a very serious song. I mean,
sincere.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
There's a lot of love. You have a lot of
Yeah.
love for your friends.
Well, yeah,
not me. I'm not a big friend person, but it's nice that somebody is. Somebody carry the torch.
I feel a sense of fellowship and connection with my friends, and even a sense of loyalty. That I really care for my friends very deeply, and recognize how much of, whoops, I'm knocking on how much of my friends are truly a part of me, and I don't know if I'm a part of them, because they might not even care, but they're certainly a part of me.
That's their own issues. They can feel how they want to feel.
Yeah.
And I got that reading this, and when I wrote the music, I tried to do something similar. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't trying to show off. I was not trying to do anything outside of the box. Let's make something really sincere and straightforward.
Yeah.
And I really liked how it turned out.
You did a great job.
It's one of our best songs.
Yeah.
I would say it's our 7th best song on this album.
On this list.
On this particular list.
What would you put down next, though?
Well,
I mean, I know we agreed on them, but I'm just asking a question to move us along.
This is so hard to pick because you're ruining the magic. It's so hard to pick because I think they're all good songs. So I think I'm going to have to go with the song Granny Hillbane. It is a good sort of blues driving song, but the reason that pushes it up against those others is Mike singing as an old lady. It was glorious.
I channeled my inner grandmother as I thought a witch might sound.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could do it. I just wrote this as and again, this was, we were trying to introduce some new characters into the story, and we definitely needed a magical person.
Right.
So we have this, we wrote this Granny Hillbane character, who is kind of a local herbalist. I mean, I guess you would call them a witch, but really she was just a traditional healer.
Right.
And in my canon, she was the midwife that delivered Billy Bob.
Yeah.
So she was there. This is somebody, when you're rural, you may not be able to get to a hospital. You got to use
to a regular doctor.
Yes. You use the herbs and the people that are around you.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of people, women especially, provide health care to these rural, and I wanted it to be very respectful to people like this.
Was it?
I don't know. I think you did I wrote it not even knowing what you would do with it, and you just nailed it first try.
It was so funny, man. In the studio, they asked me what I was going to do for the granny voice, and I said, "You'll see." Didn't even practice it, didn't even share it with them, because I really wasn't completely sure. So I walked into the vocal recording booth, and this voice came out of me. And I think you guys laughed like hysterically.
We did. It was great.
Yeah.
You hit it on the head, and it was. I definitely, in this point, I wrote something that I was not sure if we were going to be able to pull off, and you did, and
we did.
That really pushes it to number 8. Is that what we're on?
Yeah, 8, and then there's 8.5.
Yeah, well, there's Granny Hillbane and there's Granny Hillbane Reprise,
which means she's coming back.
So we give her a little half song later on. So that is. So that is our 8.5.
Right.
Half
and
favorite song.
Broski and I were talking a little while ago about how storytellers actually tell you the story as they're telling you the story, and that's frustrating because you could just see it. And he said Granny Hillbane Reprise, and then I said, which means she returns, which I'm kind of pulling on that old trope, as if you wouldn't have figured that out, our radio listeners.
You've completely lost me. That's all right. Let's move on then. Mike, number 9. Wait, is it 9.5 now? We have an 8.5. If we did 9, that would only be 1/2.
Well, but
9.5. It is our 9.5.
I'm not comfortable with that. I think 9 is fine because there are halves that we assume are all in the other ones.
Let's start. So, Mike, what do you think then is our 9th-ish best song?
I'm thinking Work in a Coal Mine because that tells a story of Billy Bob worshiping his daddy, wanting to be just like Daddy.
Yeah, it's okay, but I don't know. This song, we wrote it at the last minute, and I just ripped off Pachelbel's Canon in D for the chorus. I think that a better 9th most favorite song would be Saturday. And this is a fun, energetic song. It's kind of a ska song again, but I checked Apple Music the other day, and we sold a song.
What?
It was Saturday.
This is our best-selling song.
Saturday
then.
will now be our best-selling song
Yeah.
ever because
Yeah.
somebody bought it. I'm assuming they bought it mistakenly. They wanted maybe to buy some other song.
I thought it was Saturday by Chicago or something.
possibly
like that.
Saturday Night by
Yeah,
the Bay City Rollers.
Yeah,
maybe.
the Bee Gees Saturday Night Fever.
It could be. There are many songs
I
about
know,
Saturday.
I know. You know,
And this is
I'm
ours.
kind of leaning your way about number 9 because it is our best-selling song, but this is about our list of favorite issues.
You're
So
right. Not the unwashed masses favorite.
That's
They
right.
can have their own list.
what if we just leave them at a tie?
All right.
Both for 9.
Number 9, our number 9 favorite songs are Saturday and Workin' a Cold.
Yes, as a tie. But then that leaves 10 empty.
Well, we'll have to have a least favorite song on the album. Why don't you
Okay.
tell us what your least favorite song on the album is, Mike?
You know, it's a good song. It's
It has-
pleasant.
It has
It's
its
the
charm.
It's the most poppy song that we've ever written
It is.
before the next record that we're making. But this is like pop.
It is.
Fizz fizz.
It's got a great melody.
It's got a great melody.
And
Yeah.
you know what? We tapped my friend Chad to come in and sing the out. I was having trouble. So this is one reason why I don't like it as much as the others. I wanted to write this really cool outro, and I kept trying, and I kept failing. And that's when I'm like, hey, Chad, how would you like to write an outro for me?
Yeah. And Chad did a really nice job on it.
Such a good singer.
And you know, the song title is It's All by Design. And these are words that I wrote, which Chris summarily changed because I had it a little political. And Chris said, you know,
It was not obvious. I didn't realize that's what you. Also, you didn't even have a chorus. You just gave me kind of a pile of words. So when I see a word pile, I'm gonna.
well, you asked me for a song that was somewhat abstract, so that you could work with, and I think I accomplished that.
I think you're still mad at me because I changed the meaning. You wanted it. You had this line in it that said "rock the vote," and I'm like, no, I am not putting "rock the vote" into a song. You know that isn't that from the 80s MTV?
It is, and you know, I must admit there are some times when I get to the end of a song where I think, how am I going to end this? Okay, this will work.
It's all right. It's a work in progress.
Yeah,
Now,
but-
some of your songs, you give them to me, and man, they're perfect. It's exactly the way.
Like
they
Battle of the Ides of March. You
they
didn't
were-
change a word on that.
Not, and a lot of these songs. I
Yeah.
think "Son of a Coal Miner" was exactly the way you wrote it. "Cell Mother." Of
You know, but
course.
sometimes words need to be shifted for the melody and the beat and the tone and just to fit. So as songwriters that we are, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
professional.
songwriters that we are.
We sold a song. Remember that?
We are song sellers.
Businessmen.
So the legacy of Billy Bob Sr. is really a pretty good listen that you can find on the YouTubes, on the Spotifys, and on
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
I've been meaning to look through where, like, when I go to publish with CD Baby, it's like, do you want to distribute everywhere? Yes.
Yep.
just send it out
No,
everywhere.
I only want it on this one platform.
We
'cause
are exclusive.
We want to cut out any possible other audience.
Yes.
All we want is a fan, man.
Our
Just a
audience
fan.
is very selective.
Right. In that we don't have fans. We have family and friends.
You could be the first.
You.
This is an exciting opportunity.
That's right.
We are looking for a fan.
Right.
We're taking
Just one.
applications.
Yep.
If you believe that you would like to be our first official fan,
There's swag.
there's a bag of swag in this for you.
Bag of swag. You know, and just message us.
You know what?
and-
In the comments of this video, why don't you explain to us why you should be our #1 fan? And you know, if somebody does it, there probably won't be much competition. I guess you'll just win.
But are we excluding family and friends?
Family and friends do not count, and musicians.
I mean, musician acquaintances.
Yes, if you happen to be a musician, that's fine. But
Who's
no.
acquainted with us?
Yes.
Because sometimes, I mean, we like our pal musicians and what they do, and
Well, we support them,
Yeah.
and they support us.
Hopefully.
Whether or not they like our music, and that is dedication.
Yeah.
That is a
That's
good
right.
friendship. It's like, yeah, your stuff's kind of funky, but you know what? You help me, and I'll help you.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't get to be a real fan.
But I'd like to say thank you for joining us on this top 10 list with 12 songs.
if you're still watching, maybe you are our biggest fan.
Whoa.